Hey, it's drunk 3 p.m.
Speaking of, people having a good time and laughing and stuff, though, someone who I feel like is kind of almost leaning into this is Chris Hemsworth. There's a new movie out, Furiosa, and it's another. We've seen, Mad Max. It's like the female version, but in
Mhm.
16 we had the Ghostbusters female version, and it was all females plus Chris Hemsworth. And now we've got Furiosa, which is this female Mad Max plus Chris Hemsworth. I feel like he's the appeal, right? He's why I saw Ghostbusters 2016. And is he why I feel like he before he left to see it, Hoodie D told me that's like his main appeal going into it is Chris Hemsworth. What do you guys think about that? Them bringing Chris Hemsworth in twice now to bring in to kind of carry gender swapped movies.
Yeah, I mean, if I can go, and by the way, Nagrin,
Sure.
Go ahead.
love
Go
the
ahead, man.
hoodie, love the hoodie. Yeah. So, I did not see Ghostbusters 2016, but I had heard that I know he's in it. I know he's kind of like a bumbling, stumbling idiot in that movie, if I'm not mistaken, in Ghostbusters 2016. He's a legitimate star, and it feels like if we were in the 90s, we said this about Henry Cavill, but it also applies to Hemsworth. If this was the 90s or the 2000s, they would be like the Tom Cruise and the Brad Pitt of that time. You know what I mean? Great. Chris Hemsworth's a freaking star. But yeah, they're trying to, like, I didn't like the first Mad Max movie, Fury Road, back in the day. I hated it. I've always been against that movie. I know most people love that movie, but I hated it from the moment I saw it. And so, yeah, they've obviously, they tell you how much they don't want men in movies, yet they bring men into movies so that they can pull the audience in.
Yeah.
So it's like they're being deceptive with the whole thing. So I absolutely believe that they're using him to bring people in.
Yeah, Hemsworth the superstar. Like, he'd be really good in like rom-coms too. And my biggest problem with what Marvel and Disney, like modern films in general, it's not that they're ruining like comic books, superhero, or action, like, men dominated genres. They've actually like killed the women genres. They're forcing things that girls like, and they're putting them in genres that men like, and they're trying to get everyone to get into it. Because how many girls do we know in our lives that watch all those dumb ABC shows? They don't make those anymore. They just make Marvel films. They're trying to get everybody to watch the same movie and multiply the numbers.
Agreed.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, I'll just go next. It is a shame that Chris Hemsworth is not getting like the greatest roles ever or whatever. I mean, honestly, I hope he doesn't go back to the MCU because he's just too good of an actor for the MCU now. Like, I think he's outgrown it. Like, Thor: Love and Thunder, Blunder was the worst film that I ever saw, next to Thor: The Dark World. But other than that,
Thor: The Dark World is a masterpiece. Okay, it's
blasphemy. Absolute
honestly
right now.
I remember hating Thor: The Dark World back when it came out, and now I look back and I'm like, I'd give anything for that level of movie for the MCU now, because it's gotten so bad. Because I didn't see Thor: Love and Thunder. I haven't seen most of the stuff that they come out with recently because they're so terrible.
I got normie friends that like all the Marvel movies that hated that movie. It was weird. They were like, "There's too many jokes in it." Like, you just now think there's too many jokes in Marvel movies? Like,
I mean, the way how they cooked the Hulk and they cooked Thor, all the male characters that like usually have rage or like have like that masculine type of thing, like it's all gone. So I don't,
Yep,
it is what it is. So that's just how I feel.
Honestly, go ahead.
I've only seen the first Thor movie. I'm far behind. I've only reached up.
Johnny hasn't seen Lord of the Rings either, so.
No. Well, first of all, I was about to make a comment, but I don't know if I can make it now. But you say you've only seen the first Thor movie. It's like that moment in Billy Madison where he's like, "Stay here."
Yeah,
stay here as long as
I wish I was Johnny until he said he never saw Lord of the Rings.
But then you said you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, bro,
I was gonna reveal that, okay? But anyway, I've only seen the first Thor.
Don't worry, Johnny. I still haven't seen Lord of the Rings either.
Oh my God! I can cuss here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Next time I see any of you motherfuckers in my chat and you haven't seen Lord of the Rings, I'm like, stop fucking watching me and go watch Lord of the Rings. All right?
Yeah, man.
I'd like to address this real fast down upwards. Yes, I did.
That was part of the contract.
Me and ABF were asked.
So.